Hello everyone, and this is Shubham Giri. You're watching Vandagiri, and today's video is going to be about the total cost of getting your visa file. That means from the point where you have started your process from the IELTS till the time when you file your visa. So everything would be included in this particular video. So make sure you watch till end, and hopefully you like it. Do like, share, and subscribe as well, because it will mean a lot to me. So let's get on with the video.
Everybody get your fucking hands up.
So I have divided this particular expenditure video into two parts. That essentially means that the expenditure also has two different kinds. The first is pennies and the second one is dollars. So by pennies, I mean that the small amount of expenditure which you do at every process, which amounts and adds up to a value, and then the other one is the big chunk of money that you pay to the university or to your GIC. So let's talk about the pennies first. Now what are the costs which are included in the pennies part? Is your IELTS examination fees, your basic university application cost, your loan application procedures and everything, and then getting it notarized and all those small sort of fees, which I will talk in detail. I would list them out very nicely so that you could understand that. So before talking about pennies, I want to make you should know that I appeared for my IELTS in November 2019. So my IELTS certificate is gonna be expired real soon in November. So keeping that aside, so when I applied for the when I gave my IELTS exam, so the cost of IELTS at that point of time in November 2019 was 13,240 rupees or 50 rupees, 13,500 rupees, something like that. So add that up. Firstly, that 13,000 is the starting investment that you would be doing towards your Canada dream. The second would be the cost of university application. Now, applying to a lot of universities can cost you a lot, and all the figures here would be in INR. So if someone is watching whose currency is not INR, so please make sure that you, I would say, convert it through Google or something. So yeah. So firstly, the IELTS. The second one is your university application fees. Now, what does university application fees include? Let's just say you're applying to 3 universities, one ambitious, one mediocre, and the third is the safe university or the college which you think you would get into anyhow. So if we talk about these 3 particular things, just take an average of $90 or $100 in application fees for each of the university or college. So that roughly 300 Canadian dollars, which currently is roughly 18,000 rupees, something like that. So your university application fees, assuming that you have applied to 3 universities, I just did apply to one, to Concordia. I did apply to UBC earlier and Queen's as well. So I got a reject from UBC and got accepted to Queen's, but then didn't go to Queen's because of this whole COVID. It was just started and everything. And then I applied to Concordia, just Concordia, and then I got the Concordia University. So if anybody wants to know about this as well, do comment. I will be sharing the whole process as well, like how did I write my SOP, what sort of process comes to my mind. So getting back to the track, this is the second investment that you do towards your dream, which is roughly 18,000 rupees. Now coming to the third step, when you have got your letter of acceptance, that is also assume that you get your letter of acceptance in the first time you apply and you select any of the university. Now if I specifically speak about Concordia, so they have $250, just $250 Canadian dollars as their I would say booking amount for your university seat. That is what it is. But for the universities such as Windsor, which is always, not always, but most likely to be considered as a safe university. So those who watch from Windsor, don't spam the comment section, I would say, or don't even give me a dislike. I'm not telling that Windsor is easy to get. What I'm telling is it's comparatively a bit easier than McGill, UBC. I would say it's same as Concordia, maybe a little bit lower than Concordia. I don't know, but yeah, Windsor has $4,000. University of Windsor has 4,000 Canadian dollars as their token amount. Now that is a huge amount. So this could vary from $250 or maybe $100 to $4,000 or $5,000. So the range would be 8,000 rupees to 2 lakh or 2,50,000 rupees INR. Rupees is INR, sorry. So that is what the range is for the token amount. But then this is essentially your deducted from your fees. So you could count this as fees as well. But as you are investing this earlier in the early stages, so I would say this is the penny investment, which is again, if you are paying $4,000, is a huge chunk. Now these are the three basic penny amounts, and then now there are a few more, like a lot of small I would say expenditures, but the major comprises of your loan application fees, which is like loan processing fees, which is 0.5% of your total amount. The insurance of your loan of collateral, if you have provided a collateral to the bank, so they will be doing an insurance to that. And third is the exchange rate, or I would say the basic small which depends on state to state. So there is a stamp duty in Gujarat which is roughly 11,000 to 12,000 rupees, but in a lot of states it's roughly 100, 200, 500 rupees, or maybe 4,000, 5,000. It's not as high as Gujarat. So yeah, so this was also depend. So summing all these loan procedures up, the procedure only would cost you roughly, I would say, 30,000 to 40,000 INR. That is for given. Like, it is almost the same amount in any state. It could cost you 25,000 if you're not paying the stamp duty as high as I paid. But yeah, if you're from Gujarat, just make sure it's 30,000. Now, getting to the next step comes the dollar investment, the big chunk investment, which is your GIC and your fees. So this both could almost sum up to, like, if you are doing an MSc degree, which is applied sciences, of course your fees would be gone, but still I don't remember like if someone had a GIC or not, but a lot of people do focus on their GIC. So adding these two up, the first is a GIC, which is roughly, I would say, 6,20,000. This is the amount which I paid recently, a month back. I did make a video on it, do check it out. And your fees would be roughly around, for first year, it could vary from, now if you're applying to university, a lot of students pay 1 semester fees, some pay 2 semesters fees, and some pay 3 semesters fees. So ideally, they are advised to pay 3 semester fees, which is counted as a year. So I will take that as a reference. So GIC would be 6,20,000, 10,150 because I paid through CIBC. If you want a referral, do check the link in the description. And then the another chunk, which is your fees of the whole procedure, which is roughly I would say 14 lakhs. It could start from 12 lakhs and range up to like 15, 16, an average amount. So just take 15 lakh as an average for your fees. In this particular process, if you're applying for a nationalized loan, nationalized bank, and you have a loan there for GIC as well as the banks, there is a thing called margin. If I talk about that, this video is going to be a bit long. So if you want to know about margin, message me on Instagram, or if you have any doubts regarding the same, how does margin work, or maybe I will make a video, next video about margin. It would be a small one, 4-5 minutes, something like that. So these are all the investments that you do at this point of time when you are paying your fees. Now the final, I would say, nail in the coffin of expenditure is the amount that you pay to IRCC for a biometrics and visa application, which is $235, and which also amounts up to, I would say, 14,000, 12 to 14,000, 14,000, 15,000 rupees INR again. So this is the total expenditure, I would say. And if you spent less than this, do let me know in the comment section, so that I would ask you about your whole process and maybe make a video about it as well, that this could also be done. And if you spend more than this, do share this video to people who are applying after you, who are applying, like you know about them that they're applying. So let them know that this could be done in this amount as well. So hopefully you like this video. Do like, share and subscribe. See ya guys, till next time.